Alright guys, welcome back. Okay, so I was trying the 60 card build with desires and just adding the gamma. But like dude, when it works, when you don't banish any of your your dinos or your evil pills, then you're freaking good. Because majority of the time, sometimes you go into the grind, and that's when the desire starts mattering, like what you banish off desires. But if you open up optimal, like a pretty good hand, then whatever you banish doesn't really matter because you already open up decent, better than decent. So you won't get to the point where you start grinding out. But like if you open up really underwhelming, then later in the later turns, that's when desire starts being significant. Like, ah, crap, I banished this. Like those are the scenarios I'm in. I catch myself in a lot. Like I'll open up like a bit underwhelming sometimes, and then I'll try to be grinding, and I just can't because I banished my dinos. And that's like a double-edged sword. Like I'm thinking, like, oh, should I keep it? Should I not? Should I keep it? Because Desires is a good card. Like, hands down, it's a good card. It's a +1. But sometimes, if you're meant to grind, it's like that's when Desires is like, okay, well, I mean, I guess that's a scenario I gotta worry about now. And like I said, this deck is meant to go second. Like you always want to go second with this deck, unless you're playing against 60 card, which is like from my experiences, just basically go Dweller, Conductor, and that's pretty much it. Because you can't afford them like to open up Nat Beast or like they're bored, because it can be really scary to play around. Because on top of the grave setup, it's just too much. It's like way too, like they pretty much mill and get everything they want in the grave, and then just have snow come back and forth. It's like it's too hard to deal with unless you have unless you feel confident enough and you go Chalice. Then Chalice will be significant. Like it'll be a big help. But you can't have that alone because obviously they're gonna have something else like at regionals. Because dude, freaking regionals ARG back to back was super fun, man. Like I wish Australia was like that, where you have consistent and like an abundance amount of locals or an abundance amount of tournaments that you can go to. It's just so cool. Like I was like, dude, I would love that if it was like that over there. But yeah, but hopefully the player base just gets bigger and bigger and bigger, because it can be it'd be awesome. It'd be really good. And this is what I like about the Armageddonite and Shrine, or just Armageddonite. Yeah, basically it's just so cool. You just bounce back and complete your scale. It's just really cool, dude. But yeah, like I was trying out the 60 card build, and like I said, that's what happened about game. Like when you're trying to grind, you can't. It's like, oh my god, so bad. But it's just so good when you open up the actual cards you need and your desires and banish like excess Veilers, excess ogres, or the stuff you don't need, extra fossil digs, like the extra freaking gammas that are dead. Like it's so good when that works out that way. But statistically, you're not always gonna be right, and that's what I'm like. That's what I'm like tied like down to. Like, oh, like, it's so good, but it's just the scenarios that just make me like, oh, I don't want to play it. But basically, like this is like a basic gameplay example showcasing of what the deck is meant to do and how it's meant to function. This was a bit tricky because if you evaded them, sometimes they just might chain Lycaris, and so that's gonna be like, oh crap. I was just hoping you didn't have it, and luckily you didn't have it. But I think they would have. No, I'm not sure what he was playing around. I don't know, but yeah, like I noticed, dude, this is so good. Tornado and Overtext against Tricksters just always does it for me. Like the entire time I've been playing like against them, it just always does this. This is the duo that you want to go for when you go against, yeah, because it's like, okay, like then they just set back row, go to like their savior to get over a big beater, go overload, the link. But dude, like the deck's pretty solid. It's just that I still want to be able to make this guy any of these 3 dragons, Quasar, Cipher, or Blazar, because we know we can't just by having 2 cards and then luckily, hopefully, getting to the level 1 tuner. That's 3 cards. 3 cards can get you recard advantage and have a walking Solomon legs. Like it's just too hard not to want to try and attempt it, because it's so good, dude. It's not, like of course against Kaiju, yeah, that's like the out, right? But like still, that means you still have to have a Kaiju. But if you keep bringing that thing back and forth, it's 4K. Two of those attacks it's game, you know. But and these are pretty insane. Like the dark layer things, like these are pretty insane, dude. Like you get like with the field spell, it's like you can just tribute their monster. Like you can tribute any oppressive monster that's like you tribute like Vortex, Conductor, Overtex, Masterpiece. But I'm not sure how that's gonna work though, cause like you know how like this is it'll affect their side of the field. I'm not sure how, if you can tribute there, because like, let's say Masterpiece is unaffected by spells. Would you be able to tribute it since it's since it'd be unaffected by this? You know what I mean? Like even though it's cost, this still like affected in that way. You know what I mean? Like I don't know, it's just weird. But like dude, like this is like just having three of these, this opens up possibilities, man. Like I was talking to Austin, we were on the way back home. I was like, oh, you could put it in paleo, dude. Just reveal 3 paleo and just pass. That's so cool, man. Just keep doing that. Like what the hell? Get a bunch of paleos set up. It's gonna be like the backjack basically. Like dude, should be backjack. Dude. So good. Look at that is game. The input declaration. Alright, so here it is. Okay, so basically I just added the gammas, the driver, and Regeki, and a 3 desires. That's basically what I added. But like I said, like statistically you can banish like all your hand traps 6, right? The 2 shooters you don't really need. Kaiju, like statistically it's not meant to like you banishing all this, but like it's not like Yugi's not like a machine where it evenly distributes everything and it'll be evenly randomized. And like sometimes you might draw like all your 4, like all these 1-ups. Like okay, well, what do you do then? So that's the only reason I'm like thinking like, oh crap, because Desires is good, but like it just happens to me so much where I just banish my dinos, banish my evil pills, or just banish all my dinos, and like it's not meant to happen, but it does, and it's like I don't know. But I guess that's the variance of the game. So, since you play Gamma, you need a level 8, a generic level 8. I was playing a Mega, but I feel like Scarlight, it's not a primary play, because your primary play is basically getting field presence, right? Getting your Conductor on board, getting your Overtex to stick, while controlling the tempo with your hand traps. That's basically what it is, right? And then being able to like toolbox with the rank 4, and then like have some sort of control that way. And so this is just basically a secondary, or like not a primary play. So you go this Omega, like you banish a card from the hand, yeah, it's fine. But I feel like if right now, seeing as how the decks want board presence, you want to be persistent in how many times you can bait your opponent into doing stuff. And Scarlet it does just that. It's just like a Black Rose. That's exactly what Black Rose is meant to do. You just nuke the board, they'll respond to it if they can. If they're not, then that's good for you because you just nuked the entire board. But yeah, everything else is pretty much the same. Side deck, the side deck just feels so. It just feels so good having it the way it is. Especially because the Lair Darkness decks, they tribute. Just flip this. Like, what did they do? And yeah, like against Draco, Pendulum Magicians, and this is against heavy hand traps and 60 card decks, and whenever you go second, depending on what it is. But that's pretty much gonna be it. Try it out. Let me know what you think, and which one do you prefer, the Desires or no Desires? But just try it out. You'll see what I mean. Like my Desires. But that's gonna be it. Hopefully enjoy the video, and thanks for watching.